If you've reached this far in, you know that, well, Ainz has won the Lizardman War. It really wasn't a question of if, it was just when and how much of a lesson Cocytus, wow, I butchered his name, would actually learn from it. And he does seem to be growing. Instead of being the static NPC that they all started out, they all have started manifesting their own desires and wills. One of which being that Cocytus wanted to train some of the lizard men to be stronger because he sensed a warrior spirit in them. And of course, part of his character showed that he really cares for that kind of thing. Well, Ainz decided to be a bit benevolent, raising the lizard man from the dead, yet casting a spell on his girl. If you betray Nazarick or me, he will die very quickly. Again. That's one incentive to keep them on board, I guess. But just showing the ability to be able to resurrect the dead would be an incentive in of itself to stay on his good side. I mean, their lives weren't exactly brilliant if we were going to go by what we've been told about the lizard men so far. Maybe rule under Ainz's gaze won't be too bad. And so, let's watch some more of Overlord. Nice fancy. Is this like the Adventurers Guild again? Best Grandpa Sebas. Magicians Guild. Close. Of course, he's got to evaluate anything that is shown. Is that so? Basically, it's like flying, but you're just levitating a board. Could you stand on it and fly around? So magic is expensive in this world, and yet they still haven't managed to manufacture coins that are relatively useful. Anyway, as I was saying about the coins, each one seems to be a bit effed. The streets do look a bit abandoned right now, but then again it is all sunset. What did I just hear? I was about to say just chucking trash into the street, but I'm pretty sure I heard a whimper. I guess people can be trash, and well, yep, there we go. Haven't been treated the best, have they? Whether or not they deserve it, But of course, being a being of Nazarick, all humans are kind of just ants to them, isn't it? Or aren't they, sorry. And so unless it's the same thing of Cocytus, where they sense some sort of reasoning as behind wanting to intervene. But we've already seen with Demiurge in his sheep skin Um, I can't even remember the word I was going to use for the coins all those minutes ago. It was something like they have all the technology and magic to do the things that we've seen, but not create coins of like a uniform size and shape. It shouldn't even be that difficult, just a mould and some molten metal. Well, there. Do you really want to start anything with Sebas? An employee and yet treated like that. So what is this employee? Sick. Physical beatings and whatnot don't seem to be a symptom of being ill. Yeah, but what exactly are you going to do? You were just picked up off the street by Sebas. You didn't even show any sort of exertion doing it. And well, they're not dead already. Well, someone who's not actually able to respond like that probably needs help. So Sebas is lending his hand. For what reason? Or is it just to stand up against that guy? You chucked her out onto the street in a bag. Why would he care? Unless they've got some world item, of course. And why would this organisation... What would they want with her? Unless, she's crossed them in some way. Ah, that would be why he's intervening. Who is it? Who created... Who's the one that saved Momonga? I know he was like a knight-looking dude, but not really. It's like Touch. Is it Touch Me? Was that him? Or am I just thinking because there's a guy in the comment section quite a lot? I know it is actually one of the guild members, though. With it. Yeah, you can tell Solution isn't really going to be having it. So he's got a reason for doing all of this. Probably quite a few lacerations. An illness as well, apparently. You can be a bit nicer about it. Yeah, she looks a bit worse for wear. I mean, Of course I knew that. So, the Supreme One has rubbed off on him, and he doesn't know, particularly if it's a good syphilis, great. Oh, Christ. Great, so, you know. And they actually used lacerations, nice. She's in a great condition then. Healing scrolls? But that, like, floating board one was 1 gold something. Is he trying to keep this somewhat hidden from Ainz? So he's actually tending to us. Well, that makes that kind of clear, doesn't it? And he's putting his position as the one in charge there. Do you really think that would... Do you really think you'd get away with it, should you attempt? Well, she's healed, but there's not much there. Did solution actually do anything? Kind of a simple meal, but then again, it's not going to be all too glamorous. Shouldn't really be surprised. Just having edible food for once and a bed. Probably good enough to bring someone like that back from the brink. Although she's probably going to be quite distrustful of people. Not that she's going to do anything about it. Well, just be glad someone did. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't get the help they need. I want Butler Sebas. No, hopefully Solution didn't actually do anything. And offering his handkerchief. He's offering it. It'd be rude to not accept. So how long is she going to stay under his protection? We're getting a name, so they're not going to die straight away. Normally it's like 2 or 3 episodes later. I'm still trying to figure out what he's planning here. I'm guessing at some point we're going to go up against the 8 fingers. Is that what they were called? It's 8 something. And as I was saying about them all gaining their own wills, so we're now reliving this moment. So it's what, him spiraling into despair for being bested against Shaltir, who didn't even break a sweat. Especially while mocking him like this. So he took him in, gave him a bed for the night, well, several nights, don't know how long he. Out of the 2 of them, who's the better swordsman? Plus, seeing someone that you somewhat admire in that kind of state, that depends on your reference, doesn't it? Compared to humans? Yeah, probably. But this is probably the first time he's actually had to confront those kind of feelings. Yeah, compared to Shaltir, giants and ogres are probably nothing but trash as well. Well, I wouldn't say it was even a game. Games mean that she'd actually have to be playing along. Some people give up so easily. I mean, I get it. He's lived like his entire life has strived about becoming the best swordsman and getting strong, but Is this the same kind of thing that Clementine did, making them zombies? It's quite useful just being able to stand out in the open and have some sort of invisibility. I was about to say some people actually have to use subterfuge, but lighting a field on fire, not exactly subtle. Who is this little... I'm definitely not going to say resistance group if these two. So they're there to eradicate this drug. Is this the black dust thing? Is that what Tiora, the one that Sebas saved, is that what she was addicted to? They even step in time. And of course they're Tia and Tina. Who's this? Eight Fingers, though it was. Who's this Evil Eye? Rather a vague name, isn't it? And of course, shady organisation requires some hoods that cover the face in shadow. She doesn't seem too fussed the fact that her field has been set ablaze. Being too good at your job means you can get suspicions put on you quite easily, so they know who these ninjas and Evil Eye are, or at least the group, at the very least. What is with that voice? Sounds like Roswell. Okay, it's Roswell and Puri Puri Prisoner's illegitimate child. Somehow. It's interesting that we're getting to see some sort of criminal underbelly of the humans. Some sort of society that is deemed to come out from the shadows and take over the kingdoms, blah blah blah. Yet, ultimately won't be more than a stepping stone for Ainz, so maybe it's Sebas and the battle maids who are going to have to step up and actually do something about them. That would be cool, because we haven't really seen much of the maids. Well, other than Neberau. Can't remember her name. And Solution and the bug. I'm trying to think what exactly. We had Sebas saving the girl, we had Brain in his little dilemma of not being strong, and then we had the introduction of these two groups. I want to say that Sebas has some sort of grand plan like in place, but he could also quite easily just be acting out of instinct based on the influence of the one of the great beings, Touch Me, and kind of how he led his little existence has shaped how Sebas is, and has to also do the same thing. Whether or not Ainz is going to be particularly pleased is something that's left to be seen. I'm gonna say that he could potentially, because it means that Sebas has been beginning to think for himself and make his own plan, and anything like that I'm guessing Ainz is going to ultimately be okay with, because, well, he's gotten them all thinking that he's this big grand plan making mastermind, but most of the time he's just kind of winging it, obviously a few steps ahead but still winging it. So if they can start working things out and acting for themselves, it would take a bit of the strain off of him. Although he might have to step in and crush the dreams of that girl just to teach them a lesson of not doing anything that might harm Nazareth. I don't know. Now, some people might say that the facts that we learnt about that girl was a bit over the top and harsh, and I don't know, a bit too visceral. But but the world is not a nice place, and this world maybe slightly more so. I'm also wondering exactly what was the plan for that guy. Dump the sack containing the girl out on the street, and then what? No, you can't take the near-death girl. You have to... She belongs to me, even though you just dumped her outside. Big brain, smart thinking we've got here. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Please let me know if you did, because your enjoyment is paramount to me. And I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. So, check the description for any links you might find useful. Join the channel if you want to do that. Get some rest. And I'll see you in the next one.